For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Hello there, guys. Bilbo10000 here, bringing you another episode of the Nonary Games 999. This is episode 6, I believe. And in this episode, we're about to head through door number 8. So let's get straight into it, and let's see what happens. Lotus laid her hand against her chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Then shall we go?
Yeah. 845. Here we go.
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them.
Okay. Hurry!
Here we go. Let's go find that dead. Lotus and Clover leapt through the door. The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his left, toward door 7. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met.
June.
Jumpy.
Go on. They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing?
Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. Yeah, that was a pretty stupid move, Junpei. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. Here we go. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Here we go. Lotus snapped at him and ran to the dead.
Ugh.
Junpei and Clover followed her as fast as they could. Not as intense as the first one. The dead was quite close to them, I see.
It stopped.
With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm. Aloof, perhaps?
Pointless.
Oh, she's in a mood. She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl.
I wouldn't say she's unpleasant, she's just very confused. She's lost her brother.
I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
Wow. Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than it was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started off after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake.
Pretty much was.
Too late now. I better catch up to them.
Here we go. After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed. Alright.
Oh, it's a dead end.
Damn. The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead... Well, there's a door there.
There's a door on the left, though.
For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Laboratory. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it.
A laboratory? Huh.
Probably our next escape room?
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
Let's do it.
Me either. But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Let's go.
Junpei,
Huh?
please. You first.
Fine. Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Ugh, fine.
Junpei muttered to himself and pushed open the iron door. Here we go. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in, and Clover brought up the rear. Oh wow. What an interesting location. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into that wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division.
You know, I think the window looks into another room.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Junpei walked toward the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. Whoa. In the center of the room, shaped like a quarter cycle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
It looks so creepy.
It really does. Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
Oh god.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way.
Pretty much.
Don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
I have a feeling we're going to be experimenting on it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, look at all those cables sticking out of it. If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms, the knuckles on her hands white. Oh, she's scared.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face held the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad.
What is she?
There was something almost pitiful about her. Aww. Junpei walked over to her and as kindly as he could spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked away.
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
Oh, she's having a meltdown.
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Alright, fair enough.
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment,
Junpei,
then suddenly...
you just don't get it!
Okay. Her cry took Junpei by surprise and he stumbled backwards a few steps alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind!
See, yeah, she's worried about her brother. She's upset.
Something happened to him! Something bad.
Yeah, I agree. Something is really wrong here.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus, jolted from her mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice, turned toward them.
What happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Finished, she turned around. Before Junpei or Lotus could say anything, Clover had begun to walk quickly away.
Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone!
Oh, she's going away. He might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of his cries. Not even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
What? Oh, shoot. And without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis, sealing Clover in.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Oh, God. Clover grabbed hold of the iron bars and shook them as hard as she could.
Hang on. I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Nope. Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but... Nope. She's locked in. We gotta solve a puzzle.
Damn it! It's not moving.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
Pretty much.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Junpei nodded.
Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Alright, well, at least she's working with us now. Here we go. Here we go. Seeking a way out, let's do this. Alright, laboratory. We've got the outside and the inside. I don't know if we're able to go over to Clover's side. Junpei, do something, please. Okay. There's not really anything we can really take a look at except the window. I don't even think a bullet could break the window. Okay. It's a rack. There are a bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff off the cables. I can see the wires inside. I don't know what kind of table this is, but it's all part of it's all black. There's a pen lying over here. I think someone probably used it to make the table black. Well, if they only used the pen on one part of it, there's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it? Yeah, sure. Oh, this is a permanent marker. Junpei, do you know how to erase ink from a permanent marker? Erase ink from a permanent marker, huh? Give me just a minute, Clover. I'll be right back. So we've got to figure out something to help her. This looks like the control of an electronic door lock. There's a red light on the display that means it's locked. If we can get that light to turn green, then maybe we can get Clover back. This looks like the control for some kind of electric lock. The red light is on. Then it's got to be locked. There's a green light just below it, although that one isn't lit. I bet it'll turn off if we can unlock it, right? Yep, but how are we going to unlock it? There's no keyhole, no card reader, and no keyboard for putting in a password. I have no idea. There's got to be a way to unlock it. Let's take a look here. This is a keyhole. This looks like a keyhole for the activation key. I think this thing's supposed to power that machine in the other room. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing it. I wonder how we're supposed to turn it on. This is a really old type of keyboard. Good to know. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know how we could use any of these. Well, I can say for sure that I do know how to use at least one of these things. Which one? The one on top. I think it's a power cable. The power cable, huh? I'll take that. 3-pronged power cable. Oh, I know these. This is definitely a power cable. Do you remember if we ran into anything that didn't have power? The hands on the clock have stopped moving. The clock may stop, but time goes on. No time to screw around. We need to figure out a way out of here. There are 2 levers here. Do you think they activate something? Well, why don't you move one? Alright, I'll give it a try. Nothing? Doesn't look like anything's happening. Okay. Hello? This monitor doesn't have a power cable, so one end of this cable needs to be connected to a monitor, and the other end needs to plug in under the desk. Alright, let's just slip you in. Huh? Well shoot, I can't use this. What's wrong? This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. It's not gonna fit is what I'm saying. In other words, we're gonna need a plug to change the power cable to one with 2 prongs. That's right. God damn it. International adapters are absolute hell. Ethanol. Oh, we could use this for the marker. Probably. Okay, let's turn around. Part of the table's been colored over. If I could hand something to Clover. Okay, do I want to hand it to her through here? Clover, use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. What am I going to wipe with? Oh, well, your clothes, of course. Kidding, just kidding. Please don't look at me like that, you're scaring me. Come on, Clover, you know what to do. Take another look at the wires. Yeah, there are some cables with a copper wire. Is this like an examination table? There's a creepy mannequin in here, guys. Hey, Clover, how are the power cables over there? Huh? What do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me go look. Guess she does have to kind of crouch down to get a good look under there. The cable on the monitor has, it's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? That's it. Okay, can you unplug that cable and bring it over here? Okay, but... Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer. I can't take it over to you. Damn it, that's no good then. Well, how about just the plug? What? The plug? Well, maybe more like a connector. It's the sort of thing that makes the plug with 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Still useless? Not useless at all. Give it to me, Clover, right now. Give it here. That's just what we were looking for. Okay. Can you hold on for a little bit? And back down she goes. Oh, thank God. Alright, unplugged. I'll hand it to you over the bars, okay? Oh, thank God. Give it to me, Clover, give it to me. Anyway, could you wipe off that permanent ink? Look, Clover, right now at this moment, you're the only person we can depend on. I'm trusting you with this. Oh, you trust me? Oh, God. I kind of feel special. Hey, Clover. And she's just wandering around the table. I don't think she even knows we're calling her. God damn it. Clover, can you use the cloth on the table? Use, huh? Soak it in ethanol and then use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker, okay? Okay, so I've got to soak the cloth with ethanol. Well, she's got the cloth, but she seems to be having a little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work on the stuff on the table. Soak the cloth in ethanol, and... Junpei, it's working. It's wiping the permanent ink off. Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing under all the permanent ink. What's the deal with that drawing Clover found? Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table? I wonder what this is. There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. I can't see it from here. Clover, you've got a pen and a notebook, right? Could you write down those numbers and hand them to me through the bars? Okay, Roger. She's doing well. Okay. I guess this drain is for water, huh? Well, there's nothing there. Let's check the sink. I wonder what they washed here. There are those weird coloured stains all over the sink. And then there's this. This thing here looks like a voltmeter. And is this the control for that? Gosh, there's so many dials. Why don't you try turning one of them? Nope, nothing. There's no power here, guys. I turned the dial a whole bunch, but even if I turn all the switches on, nothing happens. Okay. Here, Junpei, I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Paper with numbers on it acquired. Okay. Here you go, the 2-prong plug. Thanks. Brilliant. Okay, put the 2-prong plug onto the head of this power cable. Ta-da! Now we can use that. Okay, so let me just quickly check my... what's the file button? Is file up here? File is here. Clover's note. The note Clover copied from Stand in the laboratory. It has 4 numbers written in 9 separate cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, with our power, we can actually turn this on now. Pretty sure this will work. Let's go. And let's plug this into the monitor. Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think anything is going to happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try. Pretty optimistic. Hey, Junpei pushed the button on front of the monitor.
Oh, that worked.
With a soft hum, it turned on. Streams of letters that made no sense to Junpei began to scroll across the stream.
What?
He had hoped it would turn on, but he hadn't expected this.
Huh? It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
I don't get it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
Is it gonna start up the robot?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in.
Then how is it working?
So, why is it working?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus.
A wireless display?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly. Hence the name.
Wow, clever. And by that I mean, wow, you're snarky, Lotus.
Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
Potentially. He most certainly had not, but...
Is that normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Oh.
Oh, it stopped.
Pass with a colon.
Huh.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again? There must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do, Lotus?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
Lotus pulled over the nearest chair and dropped herself down onto it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left then right.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
She's so worked with computers before. Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Then, before Junpei had time to blink, she was typing at an incredible speed, the click-clack of the keys running together like machine gun fire.
Wait, what?
Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words.
Didn't expect that, did you?
Of course I didn't! You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers.
Lotus grinned, pleased with herself.
Well, at any rate, you're pretty amazing.
Did you fall for me again?
Oh,
Whoa,
God.
what do you mean, again?
No.
I'm not into you.
I know. Don't be so stubborn, shy boy.
I am not being stubborn, I am not shy, and I am not a boy. I am a young, healthy, 21-year-old man.
At least he is standing up for himself.
I'm not gonna fall for an old lady like you.
Oh, she's gonna punch him now. Suddenly, the guttural roar of a furious animal filled the room. Or so Junpei thought for just a moment. Lotus's hand suddenly stopped and her shoulders stiffened.
Old lady. Did you just say old lady?
Ah, crap, thought Junpei. I went too far. Oh well, it was a nice life while it lasted.
I've had enough of you. Go somewhere else. You're bothering me.
What?
Go see if you can find a password hint or something. I'll try and open this from here. You're distracting me. Go. Now.
Lotus waved her hand in the universal gesture of fuck off, dismissal. Junpei was clearly not wanted.
Fine, I guess I'll go.
Time to cut my losses, Junpei thought, and left as quietly and inoffensively as he could. Junpei wandered around the room for a while looking for anything that might help find the password for the computer. Unfortunately, nothing.
Nothing. No clues whatsoever.
Damn it.
Clover didn't find anything useful in the laboratory either. Damn. Looks like we've hit a dead end this time.
But just as he was about to tell Lotus that his search had returned nothing...
All right! Bullseye! Junpei, I did it!
Damn! Excited cheering erupted from near the monitor.
What?
He hurried back to find Lotus looking rather smug.
Let me see.
She gestured for him to look at the screen, and he did. The strange text from before was gone, and in its place was something entirely different. 9 squares arranged in a 3x3 square.
What is that?
I don't have any idea.
Oh, I can
Just
do
showed up
this.
after I cracked the password.
You think it's a puzzle?
Certainly looks like one.
As she spoke, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do anymore. It won't let me do any more programming.
Damn.
See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Let me take a break, alright? I did my part.
Yeah, she did just crack the goddamn computer. I think we can give her that.
Well...
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run around completely aground. Shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. Make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
Okay. Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Clover. I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, I did. It sounded like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Oh, there are a bunch of green squares on the screen. Okay, so this is solved. Oh, it's the rest of these. Junpei, look. Excuse me, Junpei, look. The lights on the lockers are green. Then we must have unlocked it with the computer puzzle. What's in here? There's more than one key in here. This one is small and looks like it goes into some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. I think the Earth symbol matches a keyhole in the door on A deck. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. Alright then, I'll just tuck you away in my pocket. Now as for the other key... That one... Something com. Huh. What key is this? Alright, I'm back, sorry about that. From the shape of it, I'd say it's not for a door. Probably some sort of device. Oh. What is it? I wonder, do you think maybe this is the activation key for that thing? The activation key? Yes, it has to be. I feel good about this. It was just at that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
Oh god. He put the puzzle aside for the moment and walked over to Clover.
What's up?
Well...
Oh god, what's going on?
Never mind.
Hey, hold on a minute. What does...
Sorry. Just forget about it. It's nothing.
No, Clover, talk to me. Talk to me, come on. Before he could say anything else, she spun around and ran back down the stairs.
What the hell was that?
After waiting a few minutes to see if she would return, Junpei sighed, shook his head, and went back to searching. God damn it, I need to chat with her. It's good that she's trying, though. This key. The shape sure makes it seem like it goes to this machine. Alright, I'm turning it on. Okay, the monitor is on now. And it's full of letters. It's showing some kind of warning. Power restored to experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Okay. Typing on this keyboard isn't doing squat. Let me guess. The robot's up. There's something sticking out of the mannequin's head, like wires or something. What the hell were they doing in there? Huh, why is she quiet all now? They were doing experiments on humans. Probably. Oh man, now she looks sad. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under this table. Let's try over here. Junpei, this thing in here is on now. Yeah, that's because we activated the power on this side. Could you, like, play with it a little? Okay, yeah. I'll turn this dial here. Turn, turn, turn. I don't think it's working. Nothing happened. Well, maybe she missed something? I should ask her to look around the room again. This is the monitor. There are a whole lot of cables under this table. It's a rack. There are some cables on top with copper wire exposed. Anything else? A drain for water hasn't been used in a long time, so it's completely dried up. Maybe if you increase the voltage? Roger. Will do. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to max voltage. Max voltage? Hey, wait, Clover. Oh, shit. Oh, no. What? I think, Oh, no. What have they done? Oh, my God. The mannequin's head. Oh, man, that sounds like a fire alarm. What the hell? Fire detected. Fire detected. The emergency system will now be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Oh, they're open. Junpei, look at the light. Yes, it's green. The emergency system is activated and disabled the lock. Now we can save Clover. Junpei, come on, kid, jump. She's safe. Oh man, that smoke is some serious business. Time to close this door again, I think. Clover, are you okay? Are you hurt? Oh god, she's coughing so hard she can't even talk. Oh no. Of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jerk? I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now we need to get the hell out of here. That fire's not going to stay in that room forever. Out we go. I think that's that. I think we just won the escape room. Easier than I thought it would be. Heck yeah. Junpei, Clover, and Lotus leapt out of the laboratory, slamming the door shut behind them.
Whew, thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, yeah.
All three collapsed against the wall, breathing heavily. Junpei's heart was pounding in his chest and his whole body felt weak. He inhaled gulps of clear air, and with each one he could feel his body begin to calm down.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
They nodded to each other and started off down the hallway. Before long, they found a few new doors, but all of them were locked.
Damn, none of these open. They're all locked.
Damn it.
How about that one?
The final door sat in the corner of the hallway.
Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
Fingers crossed. Junpei grabbed the door handle and was about to pull it open when a voice cried out behind him. It was neither Clover nor Lotus, but he recognized it. There was no doubt the voice belonged to...
Jumpy!
Oh, it's the other group. We've linked back up with them. He spun around. There, at the other end of the hall, Junpei saw human figures running toward him. The others, 3 of them.
June? Santa! 7!
They stopped short in front of Junpei and his companions, gasping for air.
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
What? She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Hey, on the wall.
Another map.
Of the ship's interior?
Okay. I'm taking a look at it. Huh. Oh, I see. We've just linked back up to each other, and the door in front of us links back up to the room we just came from.
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Door 7. And...
Door 8.
8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
In fact...
Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. And that's how the Nonary game works.
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again. Yeah, that means we just go back outside. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, everyone's just like, oh, fuck.
We may as well go.
Yeah.
As one, they all moved back towards the door Junpei had only a moment ago been ready to open.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall and put it in his pocket and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
But the only thing is, we've got the key, the Earth key, so we can open that Earth door if we go back to A deck. And maybe they have something as well that we could use? They nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map had said they would be.
We're back.
Where's Ace?
In the hospital room.
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8.
Yeah?
You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory.
So the other place was the operating room. I'll keep that one in mind.
And then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors.
He looked like anyone might after only just waking up, but it seemed that his brain was working as well as ever. He had managed to grasp, summarize, and understand each team's report.
At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism.
No, it's fine, Ace. It's okay.
I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me.
But I didn't realize it'd be this soon.
I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head with a rueful smile.
Well, we saw each other again and we ain't dead, so I say that's good enough.
7 smiled.
Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need.
The key?
Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room.
And we found the Earth key in the laboratory.
Here.
7 tossed something small and metal towards Junpei.
Whoa.
Nice catch.
Jeez.
He caught it and found that the object was a key.
I see. So this is Jupiter.
On it, someone had engraved a symbol very similar to a 4. He looked over at June, who nodded back. It had to be the Jupiter symbol.
I'm gonna let you hold on to that, alright?
Yeah, on it.
Junpei tucked the new key into his pocket.
So how many unused keys do we have now?
There's the Earth key we found in the laboratory, the Saturn key card we found in the kitchen, and the Jupiter key you just gave me.
Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long, straight hallway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then, next to the stairs...
Wait!
Huh? They were the first words anyone had heard from Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested they weren't going to be very happy words.
What about door 3?
Look, you saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point to seeing what's on the other side of that door.
There is a point. At least there is for me.
There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at 7 as hard as she could just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. 7 looked everywhere in the room except at Clover and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath.
Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. Snake might be on the other side of door 3.
Clover nodded once. The next person to speak was Ace.
Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So 7, you'll help me, won't you?
Huh?
Junpei did the calculations quickly in his head. 4 plus 1 plus 7 equals 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. It looked like 7 was doing them too. At last, he gave up.
Damn. Well, I guess that's how it's gotta be. So I'm going with you, huh?
Yes, you are.
Alright, let's get moving.
And so it was decided that Clover, Ace, and 7 would discover what lay beyond door 3.
Okay, we're heading out.
Be careful.
Whoa. Didn't think I'd be hearing that from you, Lotus.
To be honest, I have to agree there.
Don't let it go to your head. I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it. The rest of us can't open the 9 door.
Ah, the truth comes out.
7 nodded as if this answer made much more sense and pulled the lever on the red.
Okay, we're off.
The door opened and Ace, Clover, and 7 jumped through it. Goodbye. 6, 7, 8. After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily.
All right, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Get moving.
Where are we going?
Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused.
Well, it would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain.
We've got keys, we have options.
Oh, I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key.
Yes. If we're lucky, we might find Snake.
They were at the end of the hallway lined by individual hospital rooms.
And here's the Jupiter symbol on the keyhole.
So unlocking this will take us back to the main room that we were in initially.
All right, Junpei, open it if you please.
Yeah, on it.
Junpei pulled the Jupiter key out of his pocket and slid it into the keyhole. He twisted. With a nice sharp click, he felt the door unlock. Junpei sucked in a breath, held it, and opened the door as quickly as he could. Yep. Inside was exactly what he expected to see from the map of the ship's interior. They were in a tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom with a massive central staircase.
Great, back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea?
We've got the Earth key, we can continue.
What do you mean?
Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here.
Of course there's a reason.
Of course there's a reason. Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or just lucky.
Oh, burn.
Huh?
This.
The Earth key. Oh, and the Saturn
Saturn
keycard.
key card. And the Earth key? I'm lost.
Santa cocked his head to one side like an inquisitive little bird and looked at them. After several long moments during which it became apparent that Santa had no idea what the cards meant, June took pity on him.
Don't you remember, Santa? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember? And
Yep.
next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it.
Okay.
And on A deck, on the door to the left, there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it, I think. So the two keys that Junpei has?
Should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck. Huh.
Pretty much.
Yes, that's right.
June smiled, pleased with herself. So did Santa.
All right, I got it. Let's get started then. What do you say we split into two teams? Lotus and I will search the Earth one, so you two can search Saturn, all right?
Sounds good. Then you guys should take this key.
Junpei handed the Earth key to Santa. Alright, they decided that their initial search would be brief.
We have no idea what's on the other side of these, so don't go too far. Just search for 10 minutes and come back.
Alright. Plan decided, the two teams split it up. Junpei and June headed for the elevators.
There's a card reader next to the left elevator.
Then let's try out the Saturn key card.
Here we go. Yay, it worked! A light on the upper left corner blinked to life.
Great! It looks like it's working now.
All right. Now, how do I call the elevator?
I guess the button?
Oh, it only has the upside-down triangle on it.
Yeah, that means it goes down.
I guess there's no up button. Well, we may as well try pushing this one.
The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down. Oh man.
It opened! Look, Junpei!
Jun's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety.
Sweet! It opened! Let's get going.
He grinned at June and stepped towards the open door. As he was about to step foot in it, he felt a hand on his arm.
Wait!
Oh my god, I just realized what this is. Oh my god. So, this is something I actually know about, because this is a famous visual novel scene. Oh boy, you're in for a treat. I'm probably not even gonna start talking. I'm just gonna let you listen to it. I'll see you after this bit. It's okay.
What?
I'm not really, I just, oh gosh.
I can't believe it, they've actually got this voiced. Oh, this is gonna be good. Junpei was something at a loss. What could she possibly be so frightened of? June was probably afraid of being locked up alone with a boy, or they could only go down. This one is the correct one, but this one is the fun one. I'll see you at the end of this segment. After a little thought, Junpei decided that she had to be nervous about being locked up in such a small space alone with a boy.
Well, we will be all alone in here.
In a way, it was kind of cute. Very demure, you could say, he thought. Still, even though it wasn't exactly roomy in the elevator, they weren't going to be pressed up against one another. At least they didn't have to be. Still, it was making her nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think about how innocent she was.
Junpei?
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's not important. Come on, let's go.
Again, he stepped towards the elevator. And again, he felt himself restrained.
I said wait a minute.
Why?
Aren't you afraid, Junpei?
Afraid of what?
Well, I've never... You know.
It's your first time?
She'd never been in an elevator with a man alone before? Oh my god, Junpei, you are completely misreading this situation. Oh god. Even so, she still seemed awfully alarmed.
I might... get wet.
Oh, Japan.
What?
Down there. I'd get soaking wet.
Well, I mean, of course you would. That's the way it works. I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting soaking wet somewhere else.
That's true. You don't mind?
Mind what?
Getting wet.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd probably, you know, like it.
Gosh, Junpei, you're so brave.
Really? I mean, I kind of think any guy would do the same thing, you know?
Good freaking grief. How, I have to imagine, how did it go when they came into the recording studio that day and they had to record these lines? Oh, man.
What happens, happens, right? I mean, if you get the chance, you've just got to go for it. That's what a man is supposed to do, I guess.
Junpei is perfect for this.
You're so cool, Junpei. I really admire you.
That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you ought to admire someone for.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you've never done it before.
Yes. So, I don't think I'll be able to last very long. And then it'll be... over.
Over?
Yes. I'll go to heaven.
Heaven?
It feels kind of like you're floating in space, and your mind gets all fuzzy, like when you pass out. At least that's what I've heard from people who have experienced it.
Yes, I've heard that too. Although I don't think the same thing happens to guys.
What?
Huh?
But it would happen to men too, wouldn't it? It would happen to anyone. Once it gets into your body, the same thing happens to everyone.
Usually it doesn't go inside the man. I mean, generally.
Yes, it does. Well, eventually it will. It's not like you really have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it. Eventually.
What are you trying to do to me?
Nothing. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just saying that that's what happens. It's a psychological reaction to what you're experiencing.
Oh, is that so?
Then it's only natural. Is that what's natural for living beings? Perhaps he'd been mistaken all these years. Had he misunderstood life so gravely? The thought terrified him. June seemed to be entirely oblivious to Junpei's mounting confusion and terror.
I know most men probably have larger lungs, but even then, I don't think you could hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes. Eventually, you'd have to breathe, and then the water would get into your lungs.
And the pin drops.
Once that happens, your body won't be able to get oxygen anymore, and you'll start to feel that floaty feeling as you pass out.
There's the kicker. She was afraid of drowning. Oh, silly June, silly Junpei.
Oh.
Finally, Junpei understood. He understood what June was trying to say and why she was so scared.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't last very long.
See?
She was afraid that the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, that the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor they were on. As he thought about it, Junpei realized he hadn't seen elevators on the A and B decks near the central staircase, all of which meant that the elevator could only convey them to the lower decks, which were flooded.
Come to think of it, the lower floor, D deck, is completely underwater. An elevator heading to a submerged floor. That is pretty scary. Hey, wait a minute. This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
And it's not soaking wet.
Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise, like it was moving, and then it opened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, take a look inside.
Junpei jerked his head towards the interior of the elevator.
It's not wet at all, is it? The walls and even the floor are totally dry.
Oh, you're right. They are.
She looked around the elevator slightly embarrassed.
Well, let's test it.
Tested.
Yeah, watch this. Now, I'll just put one foot inside the elevator and look over at the buttons. Oh, there's only two, E and C. All right, I'll push E.
He pushed the E button and jumped out of the elevator. The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down. Oh, I see what he's doing. Have it go down, it'll open on E deck, and then when they call it back up, if it's wet, then they know they'll drown. If it's not wet, then it's okay.
I think I can hear it opening on E deck.
Okay, that's done. Now I'll just press the button again.
A few moments later, the elevator returned. Perfectly dry.
Yep, not a single drop of water to be seen. See?
Junpei couldn't resist puffing out his chest just a little bit. June, however, still looked confused.
What does that mean? How can E deck be safe if the D deck is full of water?
Well, here's what I think. The elevator shaft and E deck must be watertight and separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you.
He pulled out his notebook and pen and sketched out a rough illustration.
I see. So is that why the ship hasn't sunk?
Potentially.
The shape of the inside keeps it all from filling with water?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Junpei continued talking as he closed the notebook and slipped it back inside his pocket.
So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, alright?
But...
Come on, just do it, alright?
He gave June's shoulder a reassuring squeeze, then hopped onto the elevator. Why not go with him? The door began to close. June looked worried, her eyes darting back and forth as if she was trying to make a decision when suddenly...
I'm coming with you!
Yeah, of course she is.
Huh?
At the last possible moment, June dashed forward, turning sideways just in time to slip through the gap between the closing doors.
Hey, wait!
Junpei slammed his finger against the open button, but it was too late. It's not a problem. They're meant to be searching together anyway.
Crap. It closed!
The door had shut. He and June were in the elevator and it was headed down to E deck. He was so surprised by June that he didn't even have time to think about what awaited him on E deck.
I can't just let you go alone, you know.
Ah, jeez.
The elevator stopped and the door slid open. Whoa. They tentatively stepped out and looked around.
It looks normal.
No fish going about their fishy business or jellyfish floating lazily through the water. There was, however, a blowfish, or at least something that looked very much like one. June's cheeks were puffed out and her mouth a tiny intense frown.
Oh, knock it off. It's just like I thought. This part hasn't flooded. Come on, just look around. There's no water here.
June looked around nervously, then exhaled.
You're right. It's not flooded at all.
See?
But there's a whole lot of water.
Yeah, right on top of us.
What's gonna happen if the ceiling breaks?
Junpei thought about that for a moment.
Well, we'd probably get really wet up there.
Huh?
At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can, once we're done looking around down here. Lotus and Santa might already be back.
Okay, good idea.
Now then.
Junpei glanced around the room they'd found themselves in. The first thing he noticed was a set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the room, separating the left elevator from the right one, so that goes to a different location altogether.
Iron bars. Well, we can't go over there.
Right.
Then maybe...
In the corner of the room that housed the elevators, Junpei found an opening.
Well,
He walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner.
it looks like there's a
And
long
there's the
straight
sixth
hallway
door.
down this way.
Okay, so let me just make it straight. We found, I think, the 4 door, the 5 door, the 6 door, the 3 door, the 7 and the 8 door. We haven't seen 1. We haven't seen 9. Are they the only 2 we haven't seen? No, no, because we've seen 3 of them. Oh no, we saw 2 in the first room. We saw 3 in the second. This is our 6th door that we've seen, so there are still 3 more doors. 1, 9, and 1 other door that we haven't seen yet.
Something's written on the door at the end. Wait, is that...
Let's check.
Junpei and June set off down the hallway at a brisk clip, somewhere between a run and a jog. Before long, they found themselves in front of the door. On it was a number written in bright red paint.
I knew it!
This is a numbered door.
And indeed, there was a red bolted to the wall right next to the door.
But we can't do anything with only the 2 of us.
We better head back and let everyone know.
Yes.
Junpei and June turned and headed back to C-Deck.
Wait, what's this?
Huh? On their way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall.
Is this the map for E-Deck?
I guess we'll take it.
I should take it with me.
Do we not get to look at it? Oh.
Huh, so you guys found door 1.
They found door 1? Okay, well, on that shocking revelation, we're gonna end this episode of 999. What just happened?